Welcome back to Nobody is Dating Anymore. This is season 2 with the video. For those who know, you just know. Little PSA, the last episode of season 1 is only available on Apple Podcast. So if you have listened to the last episode, you know. Otherwise, I was saying I opened a dating show by complete accident because I was like, okay, I just don't get it. I want to share a lot of things about healing, but I am basically talking about love, about dating. I mean, I started talking about a guy I have met. I think he is a June Cancer. I'm pretty sure he is a June Cancer. And then I was talking about this guy and I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to talk about dating. And I think it was a reason the first season was audio only. I was into what I think, what I thought and still think was the twin flame journey. But the thing is, and this is the plot twist, if you have listened to season 1, I believe it was the twin flame journey, because you cannot say, oh, I am experiencing the twin flame journey if you are not experiencing the twin flame journey. You know what I'm saying? What I didn't know is I do believe it was a karmic twin flame journey, which is I was like, okay, it exists too, because I do know that some love relationships are karmic, but the twin flame journey, I was convinced it was right, you know what I'm saying? And it was not. Let me tell you why. And this is the last, I know I have said it before, but this is the last episode I am going to talk about this guy, because this is a chapter I can now close. So as I said in the season 1, I was into this journey. I was like, God, I just don't get it. I don't have time for this. I don't want love. I know it's a paradox because I have a dating show, even though it is self-produced. And also I want to say I am very, very proud of myself, because you go for what you think is the right thing to do. I know in my gut this is what I want to do, so I'm just following what my gut is telling me to do. Anyway, if you are experiencing the twin flame journey, I am not an expert, but I can answer. I may give you some tips, advice, because yeah, I do believe I have experienced it, but in my case, it was karmic. And I realized it was karmic because, first of all, when I opened this dating show, I was like, I need a detox from this guy. When you are using such a word, like I need a detox from this guy, it means I know something is not right. If I need a detox, then it is toxic in a way. You get the point? So I have always been aware. You know, it doesn't feel right. It was not easy. This is why I believe it was a karmic twin flame journey, because when it is not easy, when you feel like, you know, it's heavy, you can feel the communication, the relationship, you can feel it is not smooth. And I was like, yeah, red flag, you know what I'm saying? There is something I was not able to put my finger on it. Now I can tell. So I believe it was 1 month ago, something like this. I am watching a video and it's this guy with another girl. Now the video, when I tell you, there is nothing shocking, there is nothing specific in the video, but for some reason, never in my life, in this lifetime, I cried the way I cried. And I was like, this, first of all, this is big red flag. Because if you can cry over a guy, especially a guy you haven't met in this lifetime, like if it's like this and it's not even in real life, what it's going to be in real life? So I was like, okay, first of all, I don't understand why I am crying. Second of all, I have never met the guy. I mean, why? I was like, God, why? Now, I was asking myself, is it because I am going to have my period? Why I am so emotional? But the way I cried, I was in so much pain. I was like, no, this was like, the cherry on the cake. This was, but not in the usual sense, but in the opposite. I was like, no, this is not for me. This guy is not for me. This is when I have realized, no, this is karmic. Why this is karmic? Because what I am about to say, trust me, I was like, oh, this is very different in terms of sensation. I was crying, but I was not crying as a human being. Like, when you are going through something sad in life, you may cry, right? I was not crying on a human level. I was crying on a soul level. Don't know how to explain this to you. Yes, I was crying, like physically crying, but it was on a soul level. It was not me as a human being. I am sad. It was my soul. My soul was so sad, and I kept hearing, he did it again. And I was like, yeah, he did it again, because basically this video is, okay, when you say, and please take this advice, don't ever say to a man, don't do this. Because when you say don't do this, he's very likely to do it. If you say to a man, don't cheat, he's going to cheat. If you say to a man, don't go out, he's going to go out. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. It's very simple, and I love this example. If I say to you right now, don't think to an elephant. If I say to you, don't think to an elephant, you are thinking to an elephant, right? Why? Because the brain cannot comprehend the negative. The human brain is not able to comprehend the negative. So when you are saying, it's like a child. When you say to a child, don't do this, the child is very likely to do it. So when you say to a man, don't do this, guess what? He's going to do it. So I believe I have said in my podcast, I don't like when a man is doing this. Like, if you are doing this, you are out of my life. And he did this, it's very weird to talk about this, because if you are experiencing the twin flame journey, it's basically something you are experiencing, yes, in the 3D, but it's more in the 5D, meaning you feel connected to a person you have never met in this physical reality, in this lifetime. However, you are pretty sure you had a past life connection with this person. Like, I was looking at him and I was like, I know you from a past life. I was with you in a past life, and this is not something you can just say. It's not like, oh, it's not a scenario you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? You just feel it because your soul can recall. And what I don't like is, and it has nothing to do with trust. Some people may think, oh, she's insecure, me or someone like me. Because I am saying, if he's doing this, you are out of my life, because there is way and way. And what I mean by this is, first of all, I am talking, like, to me, this is something very, very childish. You are a boy if you are doing this. You are not a man. A man is not doing this. Trust me, maybe a man is doing this, but then again, he is still a boy. It's not about the age. I am just talking about the action, and this type of action, I am like, I do not have time for this. This is like, if you are doing this with me, I am like, not for me. Hard pass. And basically, it is when a man, a boy, is going to take another woman to make you jealous. And I am like, absolutely not. If you think I am going to fall for this, absolutely not. And this video was giving me this type of vibe. It was like, yeah, I am with this girl, and I know that you may be triggered by it because you do like me. And I was like, no, wrong. Not only I cried, and I have absolutely no explanation, because again, not only I knew it was more about this vibe, but it was also why I am crying this hard, why I am so sad. And as I explained to you, it was on a soul level. And this is when I realized, I was like, no, this is not the twin flame journey, this is not an healthy one. I know it is karmic. And what I feel and what I think is, it's funny because the soul in my POV, and I am talking about my experience, obviously, but in my POV, my soul recalled that, yes, we were together in the previous lifetime and maybe the lifetime before this one. And I was like, you are doing the same thing. I kept hearing this when I was crying and very sad. I was like, yes, he's doing the same thing, and the same thing is the same action, like this type of games. And in this lifetime, I made a choice to came and break generational trauma. It means I am on a very healthy timeline. And I believe it is not his case. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yes, you are doing this on purpose. And if you are doing this on purpose, if you are able, I don't care if you are still a boy, if you like to play, you are doing this and you are hurting me in a way, this is not for me. And even though it's not the twin flame journey, if a guy is doing this, red flag. If a man is taking another woman to make you jealous, red flag. This is toxic, this is not healthy. If you feel the urge to do this, it's because you are insecure. I am not the insecure one here, because I do have boundaries. I do not have time for mind games. It's not even a mind game. It's a game in this scenario. I don't have time for this, because if you are really into me, you are not into her, and actually you are not into her. You are just playing with me, with my feelings, and this is, this is a big red flag. A man who is taking other women to make you jealous, to make you feel a certain type of way, and most likely the woman is physically, she's physically better than you. It means nothing because she's not better than you, but you know what I'm trying to explain. Like, a guy is very likely to take like the top model type of woman to make you feel a certain type of way. And I am like, sorry, not sorry, but maybe this girl is giving top model vibes, but I am the real deal. I know my worth. Trust me, I am the real deal. And also, I am going to make an episode on this. It has nothing to do with this, because this is just an avatar. And if I take my example, there is things that I want to, I want an update, but it is not that important to me, because I know who I am and I love who I am, and I have healed myself. And as I explained in my first podcast, I think when you are healing yourself, especially when you are breaking generational trauma, you are not only healing yourself, but you are raising your frequency. And when you are raising your frequency, you are winning at life. Okay, it has nothing to do with this. Again, if I take my example, I know that I will do some things not for a man. As I said in season 1, if God is telling me, are you okay to stay single in this lifetime, I will say yes. Definitely, I have absolutely no issue to stay single. So even talking about the avatar, the physical appearance, I'm going to do it for me. It's not for a man. And I would advise, because I am going to give you an example. Few years ago, I met a guy. I was really not interested, but I met him, a Gemini. Gemini, in my POV, it's a very unlikely match. It may be a great friendship, but a love relationship like a man Gemini and a female Gemini, for me it's literally being with yourself. It's kind of weird. Anyway, this guy was like, you should do your lips. He was like constantly telling me this, you should do your lips. And at this time, it was, I would say, the beginning of lip fillers. And I did it, and I am not sure I will do it again, to be honest, because it's another debate, but I did it because he was telling me this. And this is not only, it is a red flag if you are interested in this guy, which was not my case, but I listened to him because I was not healed and because I was insecure about myself. But if you want to do things about your physical appearance, if you want to change, if you want to improve things, do it for yourself. Don't do it because a man is going to say, oh, you need this. Do it for yourself and only for yourself. So yeah, about this guy and what I think was the twin flame journey, but a karmic one. When I was crying, I was like, no, this is the end. This is not for me. I thought it was. And I still think I was with this person in a previous lifetime, because again, your soul is able to recall things. It's not something like I have no interest. What's the point of me saying this? You know, it's literally your soul is able to recall. It's not for everyone, obviously. Anyways. So yeah, again, a man who is able to hurt you, knowing it's going to hurt you, big red flag. Like, don't find excuses, because for me, this night, I was like, no more, this is the end. At some point, I thought it's going to be different in this lifetime, but I do believe he needs healing. And I am reaching the end of my healing journey. I am not going to be a therapist, you know what I'm saying? Also, because a lot of women are doing this, you are not in a relationship. And voila, you guys, thank you so much for watching.